If you're not letting your family help out, you're not only overwhelming yourself, but you're also making them weak. Use my easy 3-step process to let them lift. Task number 1, expect falls. This is an extremely important task. Don't skip this step. If you're going into something, whether it's teaching your child to do the laundry or put away dishes or whatever it is that they're building skills with, and you expect them to get it right off the bat, then anytime that they have a tantrum, which is pretty inevitable with children, even teenagers go through this, where they're just feel like they can't do it and it feels really hard and they have a lot of emotion. It can feel really draining if your expectation is that they simply follow instructions. Think of the first time that you learned to ride a bike. You didn't get on it expecting to soar across the lawn, did you? You gave yourself room for falls. This is a really beautiful part of the process. The first time that your child walked, when they got up and took that first step before they fell down, you were excited. You didn't think to yourself, she fell down. She's never going to learn to walk. You were excited and you trusted and you understood that through the process of getting up and falling down and taking another step, your child would eventually learn to walk. This is such an important mindset when you're learning to let them lift. If they've never done a task before and suddenly you're changing up the rules and shifting to align to your values, but it's new and different for your kids, expect that there's going to be some friction, some pushback, and some emotion. The first time your child puts one plate on the dinner, as taking that one step, maybe they fall down because they're complaining, right? And then they go back to the kitchen and they grab the second plate. Think of each of those as small wins. In my experience working with families, it does take a few weeks to make this shift, so really make room in the beginning for a lot of pushback. A big suggestion here is also to get an in-law involved or have your spouse really help out with this as you make the transition together. It will get easier, just like when your child was walking and had less and less falls until they no longer fall down. It's going to be the same process when you're learning to let them lift. Remember, if you're getting a lot of pushback, if your children are having more tantrums, if they're really refusing to do things, this is part of the process. On to task 2, which is to define parameters. Parameters are a constant factor. This is you defining who does what and when and how. This could look like, okay, I'm ready for my kids to make their own beds and clean up their own rooms. I'm ready to make that space now. This is something our family's going to do once a week on Sundays. That would be a parameter. You're setting the goal and you're making a place for it. We use parameters to define a system and determine its behavior. An example of a parameter I've set for my family is that everyone helps with mealtime. This could look like dad cooks and mom does the dishes and Sage sets the table. Everybody has a role, and the outcome of us enjoying a nourishing meal together is not on one person, but instead it's a focus of teamwork. Our brains thrive on a certain amount of predictability. We all thrive when we understand what's expected of us. It's really important that you get clear on your values and you align the activities and the rhythms in your home with those values by creating these parameters. Task number 3, involve your family. Stephen Covey said it best: without involvement, there is no commitment. Having a weekly family meeting and discussing these things as a group for an hour or 2 a week can really make the difference between whether or not your kids feel like their contributions matter. I also find that kids have really great suggestions. They come up with different solutions that we wouldn't have thought of on our own, and we really get to integrate their personality and their willingness with different tasks. Seeing that you can all improve together and that you're reaching a goal together is really at the heart of what connecting as a family is about. You can also utilize dopamine here. Use fun rewards you know your kids are going to love. Things like when everyone does their part, we go bowling together on Sundays. We have a family movie night with popcorn and candy. When we really listen to our kids and integrate their ideas, we encourage involvement, problem solving, and teamwork. Remember, anytime you're doing the work for your child, they're not the one that's gaining the strength. So let them lift, let them gain the muscle, and let them learn these tasks so you can all benefit together as a family. Let them lift.